Everyone, Ray here. Today, let's talk about getting your team the right resources. One of the most critical tasks in project management is getting the right resources for the right project at the right time. This requires careful planning and communication, especially when tight budgets or other limitations exist. Resource management is a critical element of project management. Resource management is a process of planning, organizing, and controlling the allocation of resources to projects. Resource management is a continuous process throughout a project's duration, from initiation to closeout. Resource management is critical for effectively planning and controlling projects because it determines how well you can meet cost, schedule, and technical requirements. It also influences other aspects such as quality and the team's motivation and commitment. A resource management approach is key to accomplishing all of these things. Whether you're building a house or developing a new product, you all need people and tools to complete the job. But of course, not every task requires a human resource. Some tasks can be automated or performed by machines. But even if your tasks require people resources, there are many ways to accomplish them. For example, you might have additional workers or ask staff members to work overtime. The possibilities are endless. For this process to work seamlessly, someone must track available resources to make informed decisions about how to best distribute them across projects based on cost effectiveness and efficiency. And it starts with a resource plan. A resource plan includes a detailed listing of all the resources required to complete your project. It can be as simple as a list or a spreadsheet that lists people, equipment, materials required. Or it could be more complex, such as a resource breakdown structure, or RBS. A good resource plan will establish clear definitions and categories for each type of resource, outline how the project goals relate to its strategic objectives, and clearly define what constitutes success on the project, and identify critical milestones that must be met and the needed resources for that success to occur. Now, once you've established a solid understanding of these factors, you can begin identifying which types of resources may be required and what those resources might look like in terms of costs and timelines. Address resource constraints in a portfolio or program level by adjusting the project plan, budget, or schedule. The project manager must adapt to meet these resource requirements and balance them with the other constraints in the organization's environment. Once the resource plan is established, communicate it to the appropriate stakeholders. This step is critical for ensuring that your project team has the resources they need to complete their work successfully. Allocating resources to project tasks is one of the most critical steps in managing a large project successfully. You can't just assign resources to tasks, though. There's a lot more to it. To allocate resources effectively, you must first understand what makes an effective allocation. The first step when allocating human resources is ensuring that the task has the right resources. This doesn't mean just throwing someone at a job. You have to consider their skills and experience levels so that they can do their best work on the project. For example, if your team works well together, but has been struggling with communication, try replacing a team member with someone with stronger interpersonal skills. And if possible, pair them with someone who needs extra training. Similarly, other resources such as equipment and materials must be considered. When allocating resources based on task duration and complexity, it's vital to track how long each task will take while also considering team members' strengths. A good rule of thumb is the longer it takes me, them, or us. So if you're having trouble thinking about this in terms of time, think about how many hours per week something could take instead. That could give good information or good enough information without being too specific. After you've assigned resources, review their progress regularly. Monitor their progress against the project's goals and objectives to ensure they stay on track with what you initially intended. If they're not performing well, or if something else affects their role on the project, consider reassigning or replacing them so they can complete the task more effectively. I hope you now understand how vital resource management is and can use this knowledge to ensure your team has everything they need. You can apply this information to any project, from software development to building a house. Thanks for listening to today's tip. See you soon with another tip. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you're enjoying the content.